Know, O dear readers, that after the Prophet, the rightly guided caliphs were the leaders of the learned in the science of God. They were the eyes of knowledge and were experienced in legal decisions. They did not seek the help of jurisprudence except in cases where consultation was absolutely necessary. They decided on the strength of ijtihad, and their decisions were recorded in their lives. After their death, the caliphate went to those who were not so experienced in legal matters and administrative affairs. They were then compelled to seek the aid of jurisprudence. At that time, a band of Tabi'in, the successors of the companions, were alive, and they persisted in following strictly the injunctions of religion. Whenever the caliphs called them, they fled. But some learned men used to mix with the caliphs and consequently became humiliated. Therefore, there were differences of opinion among the learned men, and there grew different madhabs or sects as a result. There were argumentations and disputations over the intricate questions of religion. They composed also many works on these subjects. This induced the people to take up controversies and disputations. There are 8 conditions of debates. The first condition is that where a debate for the search of truth is one of the Fard's Kifaya duties, one who has not already fulfilled his part in the duties of Farzain should not engage himself in debates, even for searching the truth. The second condition is that one should not consider debates more important than Fard's Kifaya duties. He commits a sin who does other works while leaving aside a more important Fard's Kifaya duty. He is like a man who does not give water to people who are thirsty and facing death, even though he has the power to do so, because he remains busy giving lessons on cupping. Once the Prophet was asked, "When will the people give up enjoining good and forbidding evil?" The Prophet said, "When flattery grows among the good people among you, when the kingdom goes to the meanest of you, and when theology goes to those who are corrupt." The third condition which justifies debate is that the debater should have the ability to give a decision on his own responsibility, without referring to the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa or any other imams. He who does not have the ability of independent interpretation should not express his opinion, but should refer it to an imam. The fourth condition which justifies debate is that the subject for decision should be about actual cases that crop up, for example, the question of inheritance, and not about future hypothetical cases. The companions also held consultations only as questions arose or were likely to arise in order to arrive at the truth. The fifth condition is that debate should be held in private, in preference to open meetings held in the presence of noted people, and in grandeur, because privacy is more suitable for clear thinking and for examining what is right and what is wrong. The sixth condition is that the debater should love truth in the same spirit as a lost item is searched for. He should not mind whether the truth is found by him or by his adversary. When Hazrat Umar was once giving a sermon, a woman pointed out his mistake, to which he submitted. At another time, Hazrat Ali was asked a question by a man, and he replied. When the man pointed out his mistake, he admitted it willingly. The seventh condition is that the debater should not prevent his adversary from giving up one argument in favor of another, or one illustration in favor of another. The eighth condition is that debate should be held with a person from whom benefit is derived and who is truly learned. From these 8 conditions, you will be able to distinguish those who debate for the sake of God from those who debate for other purposes. The evils of debates. The following evils arise out of modern debate. First, envy. The Prophet said, "Envy consumes good deeds as fire consumes fuel." A debater is never free from envy and hatred. Envy is a burning fire. One who falls into it receives punishment even in this world. Hazrat Ibn Abbas said, "Acquire knowledge wherever it is found and do not obey the devils who are prone to disputes." Second, pride. The Prophet said, "A believer cannot have pride in him." There is a hadith Qudsi in which God said, "Grandeur is my cloak and pride is my mantle. I destroy anyone who snatches anything of these two from me." Third, rancor. A debater is seldom free from the evil of rancor. The Prophet said, "A believer has got no rancor." Fourth, backbiting. This is likened by God to the eating of carrion. A debater ascribes to his opponent foolishness, ignorance, and stupidity. Fifth, the declaration of self-purity. God says, "Do not attribute purity to yourself, he knows best who fears him." Sixth, spying. This means prying into the secrets of the adversary. God says, "Pry not." Seventh, hypocrisy. A debater expresses his friendship for his adversary outwardly, but he cherishes hatred for him inwardly. The prophet said, "When the learned men do not translate their learning into action, when they profess love for one another with their tongues but nurse hatred in their hearts, and when they sever the ties of relationship, God sends a curse upon them, makes their tongues mute, and makes their eyes blind." Eighth, turning away from truth. The most hateful thing to a debater is to reject the truth revealed by his adversary, and thus he resorts to deception and deceit. The prophet prohibited disputes about useless things. He said, "If a man gives up disputation in matters of unlawful things, a garden will be built for him in paradise. If a man gives up disputation in matters of truth, a house will be built for him in the highest paradise." God said, "Who is more wrongful than one who devises a lie against God and calls the truth a lie when it comes to him?" God also said, "Who is more wrongful than he who lies against God and treats the truth when it comes to him as a lie?" In ninth, show and flattery. Another fault of debate is show and flattering the people in an effort to win their favor and to mislead them. Hypocrisy is the greatest disease with which a debater is attacked, and it is a major sin. 10th, deception. Debaters are compelled to use deception. These 10 evils are the secret major sins arising out of debates and disputations. Besides these major offenses, there arise many other guilts out of controversies, leading to blows, kicks, boxing, and the tearing of garments. The learned men are of three classes. One class comprises those who ruin themselves and also ruin others. Another class makes themselves fortunate and makes others also fortunate. Such learned men call others towards good. The third class of learned men brings ruin to themselves but makes others fortunate.